Welcome back, everyone, to the future of intralogistics. Now, we're still finding ourselves at LogiMAT 23 in Stuttgart, Germany, and this is the Jungheinrich experience. Now, my name is Thomas, and together with Thomas Leubel, we would like to continue our tour through the Jungheinrich solution range. Now, Thomas and we already talked about how automation can support companies in becoming more resilient to economic challenges and also the disruptions they cause throughout the entire supply chain. Now, Thomas, what does that mean, though, for manual labor and manual trucks? Does that mean that those guys are pretty much out of the game?
No, Thomas, not at all. There are a lot of companies and industries, they rely on the manual operation, manual processes and activities. This has different reasons for example, the load. Yes, overweight, oversized or unstable load. Impossible to handle it automatically, yeah? Or if we think about outdoor activities, yeah? We have snow, we have ice, we have rain. Impossible to automate all these activities outside. And it's really pretty happy about that we in the fully automated system, we have fully manual transports, yeah? For example, in the receiving or in the shipping area for loading or unloading the trucks.
Now, Thomas, whether your customer opt for manual, semi-automated or automated solutions, there is always one significant cost factor that needs to be taken into consideration, and that is energy consumption. How do you guys approach this?
Well, Thomas, energy management in every warehouse is a big issue. Like you said, independent of the technology you use. For example, our mobile robots, they are generally equipped with lithium-ion technology. Yeah? So this enables the system to recharge the battery to any time and any amount of time. So let's say to any downtime of the operation, we are able to recharge the batteries. For example, an automated truck is waiting in front of a door until it opens. These few seconds are really enough to recharge the batteries. Or if we wait for the next order for this automated truck, he's able to go to recharge stations and charge his battery for a few seconds or a few minutes. Or at the handover station at the conveyors, for example, for the handover of the loads. These few seconds are enough to recharge the batteries.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Thomas, for this introduction. And at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to another Jungheinrich expert, since energy is a huge topic, and that is energy consultant Ralph Peterson. Ralph, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm fine so far.
Please use the mic. There you go. Perfect.
Oh yeah, it makes sense to do it, you're right.
Ralph, did you already take a tour around the booth?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's
Yeah?
one word, amazing.
Yeah.
I thought last year we can't do things better, but to be honest, they did it already, so it's
Absolutely,
perfect.
absolutely. And I'm not sure if the camera can really catch this, but it's just packed and people just love the booth themselves. All right, well, and actually we have a lot of stuff to talk about. Now, what do you do when you first approach a new energy consulting situation? Like when you're analyzing the customer status quo, how do you get started?
Now we have a kind of concept we use for this. So first of all, we go into all details. What is the current fleet? What should be the requirements later on? What he's interested in? Is it health and safety topic? Is it reduced carbon footprint and things like that? And then we collect all the data, bring it together, and see what kind of concepts coming out of this. That's really very, very important. And what we are doing is also we go behind the socket at the wall to see what is based on power, on energy management, what we need. Yeah.
Now, Ralph, from as far as I can tell, it seems like recent years have shown that lithium-ion seems to be the go-to battery technology of the future. It seems to be the future. It seems to be the technology suitable for most warehouse applications. Now, let's say I was running a small to medium-sized warehouse myself, and I wanted to make the switch from lead-acid or maybe even combustion engine to lithium-ion. How would we get started?
Yeah, first of all, you are absolutely right, because lithium-ion, especially for us, is in the market. It's for us daily business. Yeah, but what the customer has to do, he has to focus on costs. That is what we have to do. And then we go, what I mentioned before, in also the details, what we want. What is it? The most important thing is shift and brake patterns. We need to know what is the available power, what is the current fleet, what is the requirements. Is this on cost? Is this cost driven? Is this carbon footprint? Things like that. And then we put it all together and create a concept for the customer, the right one. Also the layout, what is very important. So when you have to maybe for the canteen is over there, and the charging station today is there. It makes no sense for opportunity charging, you know.
Yeah.
So everything we have to take care and put it into the concept.
Yeah. Now, Ralph, let's talk about some specific solutions in the energy field. One of those solutions is active load management. Tell me about it. How does it work?
I'm really happy to have this option on board, to be honest, because we can go over there.
Sure.
When it comes to lithium-ion, for example, then we need a bigger charger, and it could be that customer don't have the infrastructure inside. So to make a kind of peak shaving, we have a smart tool like our active load management. That's really a smart tool. There is a main control unit. You can set up a certain level on power you want never go over, and then this control unit is connected to all chargers via radio controlled, Ethernet, Wi-Fi, whatever you want. The easiest way is it's radar controlled, and then you can spread on a really smart way the energy to all chargers, to all batteries, and that's based on different kind of SoCs. So we look into the batteries and use it smart. If you have a low SoC, that is what it means, then you get more power, and if you are higher SoC, you get less power. But you will never cross this one. So this takes care. We can have a weekly planner, so we can do a lot of things. And what we can do, we can this also combine with the customer energy management. So you can have signals from that and can reduce it as well for this. We can combine it with the storage system. So we are really happy to have this on board.
So how exactly does it support people then to cut costs?
That is a part of the investigation we did, what I mentioned before. So when we said, okay, that is a new fleet we want to have, we tell the customer we need 200 kVAs, for example. And that he don't have it, then we have to take into account, so the cheapest way is split the brakes, then you have the easiest and cheapest peak shaving you can have. Or for a certain gap you can use this one, or we have a storage system. So, and then when we go and make a kind of ping test, so we say, okay, where should be the location, how many trucks should be there, do we have different locations, and then we have to figure out how it works and how much of these control units we can use or we have to use. Do we need repeater or things like that?
Yeah. Sounds very easy and very intuitive. Almost surprises me not everyone's using it. Now, are there any prerequisites, are there any requirements in order to benefit from active load management?
The benefit here, the most benefit is to save cost as well. So when you have a weak infrastructure, you have to maybe to implement a bigger transformer or bigger cable from your power supplier, things like that. It costs time and money. And here we have an easy way to reduce the cost. That is the benefit we have here.
Okay. Yeah. No, but I was talking about the requirements. Are there any requirements to set up active load management, or could pretty much anyone use it?
No. One point here, it's very important. We only use it for lithium-ion.
Okay.
So in a small gap you can do it for lead acid, but it makes no sense to do it. So we only use it for lithium-ion, and for smaller trucks with onboard charger it makes no sense. We talk about peak costs and power costs, and onboard charger is not really a big issue for a grid, you know.
Okay, now I got it.
Yeah.
Now, Ralph, from your perspective as an energy consultant, at what point would you generally recommend switching from lead acid to lithium-ion?
To be honest, everybody. Everybody has to switch to electric.
So there's no downsides?
Yeah, no, you have to, for sure. But when customer, one point is always performance of combustion trucks. That is what they are focusing on, and you can refill very fast. But when we talk about costs on truck itself and cost and on reduction of carbon footprint, you can have more than 50% of reduction of carbon footprint when you go electric. Also when you go with lead acid, and with lithium-ion you have a step more. So you have to do it.
Now, Ralph, lithium-ion powered warehouse operations are more cost effective and they're also more sustainable. Does that also count for the trucks themselves?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, we do it. So we have some customers in some countries. They are working with combustion trucks to load and unload containers. So it makes no sense. At this time, we at Jungheinrich developed different kind of trucks. We call it Powerline. You can see it here on my right side. That's really trucks based only on lithium-ion. You use any other, let's say, energy packages, and they have a lot of benefits, like smaller distances. Also, the radius you can turn around, it's much smaller. Residual values you have, more space for the operator, more safety in protection and on the platform and things like that. It's really fantastic what we did there, to be honest.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Ralph Peterson, for sharing all your knowledge and those insights with us today.
You're always welcome.
Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now we talked about energy management and also lithium-ion technology as a couple of ways to improve efficiency while at the same time cut costs. Now, here comes the good news. If you're still running a manual warehouse, then there is also Jungheinrich Assistance Systems. And here we have an expert on that topic, and that is Dr. Felix Riesenhuber. It's good to see you, Felix. How are you doing today?
Great, great. Good to see you.
And you know what? I'm asking everyone, how do you like the booth?
I love it. I really love it. It's a great product, it's good vibes, it's good to be here.
I know, and it's packed. It is just packed. Now, Felix and I were standing both right in front of an ETVI Reach truck, and this truck is actually equipped with a very smart extra, and that is the Added View fork camera. What is that all about?
The Added View fork camera, first there's Added View, that is our digital camera technology. And now what's new? It's in the fork. And in the fork, this gives us some very nice features which we're showing here, like the barcode scanning, which we're doing to achieve 0 errors in storing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what kind of surprises me is that I think digital cameras have been around for, what, like a couple of decades, and they're just coming now to forklifts. Why is that?
Because the forklifts are a great challenge. Yeah, the forklifts are like the toughest place to put a camera. It's in the mechanics, the vibrations, the shocks and all this. It's in the electronics, the discharges you get with when you're using foils and all this. And the camera has to withstand all this. And this takes time. It takes time to develop a robust product.
Yeah, and the camera allows barcode scanning.
Yeah.
How does that work?
As it is a digital camera with a full HD resolution, we are able to work with the image. And we're able to read out the barcode. We take the image, we put it through our digital data connection. We put it here on our computer, we analyze the image, and we detect the barcode and the content of the barcode.
So Felix, so far we talked about smaller and compact trucks, and you know what? We have a larger vehicle right over there, so let's walk over.
Yeah.
So Felix and I, we are fighting our way through to the all-new Jungheinrich EFT 4 Series counterbalance truck. And not only the truck is new, but also the rear camera. Tell me about it.
Yeah, the rear camera is a new member of the family of the Added View digital cameras. And depending on the surrounding and the truck you are using a camera, you need different kinds of cameras. This is a rear view camera.
Yeah. So let's have a look at the monitor. Let's have a look at the display. This is actually the rear view as we see it right now. So this is a live picture from behind the truck. Is that true?
Yeah, this is a live picture, and as you can see it has a very big angle of 150 degrees. And this is important to see what's the crossing traffic, and we can see there are a lot of people crossing here.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm just seeing a tag there. That's got to be zone control. Is that right?
Yeah, that's zone control. We introduced this this product about 2 years ago in the middle of COVID, which was kind of a challenge.
About it.
Yeah, we talked about it. And this is a product which solves basically all risk factors in the warehouse because it has so many functions in it.
Yeah. Now, Felix, this brings me to my last question for you. Now, with so many assistance systems, how do you make sure that the operator gets supported, not running into anything, and not disturbed, by beeping here and display there and everything?
This is really key. This is absolutely key, and this took us years to do it right, because we all put it on the assistance computer you see over there, and it's beautifully integrated into one HMI. And this means you have got one place where the action is. You just add systems, and they support each other. They don't annoy each other, and they don't annoy the operator. It's a very good thing.
Yeah, so all the systems smoothly work together on just one display, which makes it very easy to handle and very intuitive.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, well, I just thought I'd sum it up. Thank you very much, Dr. Felix Riesenhuber. It was good having you again. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we already talked about the assistance system built in this amazing new truck. But even though we're moving towards the end of this portion of the show, I don't want to miss mentioning that this truck is new and therefore we got to talk about it. Welcome back, Thomas. So what is the EFT4 series all about and what gap does it fill in the Jungheinrich portfolio?
Well, the new EFT Series 4 truck comes up with quite a lot of new features. For example, this truck is equipped with 2-drive motors or can lift up to 3.5 tons. So this truck is very suitable for really a tough outdoor activity or environment or infrastructure. So for example, in the construction industry. Yeah? And additionally, this is made for loading or unloading truck. So we can really say that this is a special truck for Jungheinrich to really close a gap in our product portfolio.
And needless to say, of course, it is 100% electric.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you very much, Thomas, for this brief introduction. And if you, ladies and gentlemen, need any further info on any of the topics that we have covered in this portion of the show, please feel free to maneuver to the Jungheinrich website. Now we're taking another short break, and we'll be back very, very shortly, so please stay tuned.